Hello everybody, this is Prue and I want to do a video about the new moon that's happening tomorrow in Gemini. And I'm always conscious now whenever I start a video like what's the time, which planet is ruling the time, because there are some planets, i.e. Saturn, whenever I try and do a video around that I end up having to do 5 or 6 takes. But we've just moved into the hour of Venus. And Venus being my chart ruler, I think signifies a good video. I hope I'm not like setting myself up for a fall here. So let's talk about this new moon that's happening tomorrow. So we always know that new moons are new beginnings. This is an opportunity to almost start a new page. So imagine that you've got a book in front of you and you're going to start a new chapter, and you get to decide what it is that you want to have written down. So what is it that you want to create more of in your life? What behaviors, choices, decisions are really important to you right now? So it's always worth having some time just to reflect and think, what is it we want more of? Now, this is a moon in the sign of Gemini. Gemini is an air sign. Air is connected to our mind. It's a mutable air sign. So mutable, it has that flexibility, that versatility. It can be a little bit scattered at times, so you may notice that perhaps your thinking or your thoughts are a little bit all over the place, or you're interested in everything. It's almost like, I always think like Gemini's got kind of that shiny, kind of like the next shiny thing syndrome. It can be hard to be grounded at times when it comes to Gemini. But one of the gifts that air signs bring is that they give you a real sense of the bigger picture. It's always easy to kind of go upwards and actually view everything that's going on from a higher perspective. So it doesn't feel so personal. We can almost like take a step back from what's going on in our lives and sort of join the pieces, join the dots and think, okay, this has been going on. And now what do I want more of? Because this is a particularly powerful time, because we're in something that we call eclipse season. So what does that mean? So eclipses tend to happen in 2s or 3s, and last month we had a lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, because we had a full moon in Sagittarius. And this lunar eclipse was next to next to a node which is called the South Node. And the South Node is all about the past in many ways. Some astrologers would say it's very much connected to past lives. Others would say it's the innate qualities that we naturally have. But it's often connected to something that we're letting go of. So really what was going on last month when we had this massive full moon, super moon, total lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, there was an opportunity for a letting go. There was something that we don't need in our lives anymore. So you may have noticed, now eclipses can happen suddenly, they can feel quite sort of shocking in some ways, or it might have just been a gentle easing, something you had to let go of. It could be a belief, it could have been a person, it could have been a situation, but something was ready to leave your life. And when something goes, it allows space for something new to begin. So this new moon in Gemini is a solar eclipse. And solar eclipses are different. It's basically when the sun turns black. So we're not going to have that. We're not having a full eclipse like we had in 1999. I remember I was working in PR in London, and we all went and trotted out to the park and looked up at the sky. And I just remember them saying, "Don't look up at the sky." And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be blinded now forever. But there was that real sense of eeriness, a foreboding that when it all went dark, it was like, oh my goodness, everything's dying. And when there is an eclipse, when the sun is covered, the sun is the life source of the universe, well, our solar system anyway, everything does start to die. I mean, thank goodness that full total eclipse only lasted 4 minutes. So there is a sense of power when it comes to these eclipses. So even though the sky isn't going to turn dark tomorrow morning at 11:52, just because we're not in the right area of the world to see that, there is a sense that this is going to be a harbinger of change. Eclipses aren't anything to fear. They're showing that a shift is happening. So last month we had a letting go, and now we have a new beginning. So there's something new wanting to emerge in your life. And as it's connected to themes of Gemini in some form, Gemini is about communication. It's about expressing ourselves, how we process the world around us. Gemini is really curious, friendly, interested, wants to know lots of different things, wants to network, bring people together. So there's something new wanting to happen in your life to do with Gemini themes. And if you have your astrology chart close to hand, it's worth noting where 19 degrees of Gemini sits, because that's going to be the area of your life that's heralding this new beginning, this new change. I'm just trying to think where 19 degrees of Gemini sits in my chart. I've got a complete and utter mind blank of actually even what my chart looks like, even though I look at it daily. Of course, I'm going mad. My moon. So we all have our own natal moon in a different sign, and that very much reflects our instinctive response to life and how we can look after our emotional needs. Well, my moon is in Gemini, so this is like the most important like new moon of the year for me. So basically, this new moon eclipse is happening in my 9th house, which is all about the bigger picture, the bigger questions, my faith. So I wonder if I'll be getting a new sense of or an update of what I believe in some way. What is it that I connect to? Those big questions of life, the philosophies. I might find a really exciting book, who knows? But I'm just an awareness that there's something new to emerge, and it does really fit for my life. I've had a very strong urge to do certain courses which look at a kind of a different strain of spirituality. So I'm aware that I'm waffling. Gemini likes to talk. I'm embodying Gemini. So yes, you may find that your thoughts are a little bit more scattered, you're a little bit more chatty, but generally this, if I was to sum up, how can we make the most of this new moon? Now, often people ask me, what sort of ritual should I do? What should I do to mark it? And just to be aware that this is really personal to you. I'm never a great fan of one size fits all. I think that we're all really unique, and we all have our moon in a different sign. So my moon likes to talk. My moon really likes to work things out through expression. But I still really like, when it comes to a new moon, I love going into the woods, and I like putting my new moon intentions on a card, and I either bury it or I burn it or I put some in some water. I love to use the elements because that really works for me. Now, other people just like to stand out under a new moon sky. Remember, you won't see any moon when it comes to a new moon. It's a dark sky. So that can feel, you're being asked to kind of go inward. It's about getting the trust from within. The full moon is when the skies are lit with that big old full moon. Under a new moon, it's dark, so it's more reflective. It's much more personal. So you could just stand out, under a dark sky and state your intentions, or light a candle, or have a bath. It's whatever feels soothing and nurturing and right for you to state your intentions, what it is that you want to have more of. What is it that you're wanting to manifest? What is different about how you communicate, how you express yourself, how you show yourself to the world in many ways. And as always, trust your instincts. If something feels right to you, do it. If something doesn't fit, astrology isn't a prescriptive one-size-fits-all. It's very much personal, and your chart is completely unique to you. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, just post them below. I love hearing people's thoughts. I love it when people let me know what they get up to under the new moons, because each one is very different. So I'm wishing you a wonderful new moon in Gemini. This is particularly potent for me, and for all the other people that have their moons in Gemini, wishing you a very powerful one. And even when you don't, just know that there's a significant new change wishing to emerge. So just notice your thoughts, notice what you're being drawn to, what excites you, what seeds do you want to sow in your life right now.